Hello and welcome to the 12 noon live. We are talking about Sunrisers Hyderabad and Kolkata Knight Riders, two very contrasting teams in the IPL points table. One, which is Sunrisers Hyderabad, they are looking to grab these 2 points and go top of the points table, whereas Kolkata Knight Riders are just hanging on to their playoff qualification chances. They need to win each and every match from now onwards, and a defeat today will be probably will be the end of their playoff hopes. We'll talk about Kolkata Knight Riders to start with, and I'll go to Bharat. Bharat, after spending 18 crore rupees in the auction, are you surprised by the fact that they have not yet played Matisha Pathirana in the playing 11 or 12, uh, despite him being fit for the last couple of games at least?
Yeah, it's a bit of a surprise. Obviously, now got the NOC is back with the KKR setup or is with the KKR setup. So when you consider that, they should have played in the last game against LSG. Obviously, it worked well for them. Finally, they somehow came out on top in that particular match. But still, if he's your spirit, then you should trust him. That is how it should be because you have spent so much on him, you have trusted him with that kind of a price tag. Maybe they were thinking that yes, one more game we can try a couple of youngsters, but we saw that Karthik Tyagi, Sabana, I think he's still, what can you say, it needs to be, this little bit of what can I say, fast bowling mindset needs to be ingrained because when everyone wanted him to bowl those into the pitch slower ones, he tried to go for Yorkers, he tried to go pace on with his offerings and got smashed. So you should have they should have trusted their pace spirit. Hopefully, in this game they will because I think Pathirana is someone who bowls better as well in the world of IPL compared to how he bowls for Sri Lanka. For some reason, he bowls better in the world of IPL. So I'm thinking that he would do reasonably well for KKR.
Devash, is the same question. Are you surprised by the fact that they have not
I
yet played
cannot.
Matisha
Shall I
Pathirana?
go and come? I cannot hear you, Shubhayan. I
Yeah,
just,
yeah, sure, sure, sure.
I'm just coming in. I'm just coming in 1 second.
Bharat, to continue the debate with, if we talk about Cameron Green, Kolkata Knight Riders backed him to the hilt when he was not, bowling fit. They played him as the batter, and whenever this question was asked to Ajinkya Rahane or anyone from the KKR team management about Cameron Green not bowling, whether they have been, their plans have been left off guard. Uh, they backed Cameron Green to the hilt. So why not? What is stopping them from playing Pathirana? That's my question to you.
Again, same thing. Unfortunately, I'm not in that KKR camp to understand what
Yes.
exactly is going inside the minds. What I can tell is this, he should have definitely played in the last game because he brings
Mhm.
experience to the table. You need that kind of wisdom of experience because if you look at the KKR setup, I think they're lacking in terms of experience, in terms of what to do exactly in the slog overs. So, considering Patirana has enough experience of bowling the slog overs, they should have, unless there is some kind of a niggle, little bit of niggle, they're maybe perhaps playing a little bit safe with him. I can't really fathom or I'm just flummoxed by it because KKR definitely are, what can you say, they need lots of points, they need to win lots of matches. So, on that basis, they should pick their best players. So, if he's fit, then they should definitely play.
Devashita, can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely, Shubhayan. Yeah.
Same question to you. Pathirana got his NOC April 10th. He joined the team around April 18th or 19th, if I'm not wrong. And it has been a couple of weeks that he's with the KKR team. He has been training. We are seeing practice images from on KKR social media handles. Are you surprised by the fact that they have not yet played Pathirana despite spending 18 crores on him?
Very much surprised, Shubhayan, and we keep discussing among us as to why KKR has not tried Pathirana as soon as he was available for that game against LSG. Means the moment he was available, and there was speculation that he might be drafted in the playing 11 for that game against LSG, which was not the case. But now that that game, between that game and the match to today, there are a considerable, at least 4 or 5 days gap. And the team has traveled to Hyderabad. They have been training. They had 3 or 4 practice sessions, if I'm not wrong. And despite that, if you don't see Pathirana, given the way the bowlers, the fast bowling group has performed, means obviously Karthik Tyagi and Vaibhav Arora has been the top wicket takers for KKR this season, but they have went for a lot of runs, and especially the dead overs or be it the power play. I think, and that is where KKR is found wanting. And so, ideally, if you ask me, Pathirana should be drafted in, because he not only he adds more balance, more experience, but also KKR will have another option in the depth.
Rohit's video is off. Bharat, again, if I have to ask you, yes, KKR's opening combination is not clicking for the last 2 3 games. Tim Seifert has not scored runs. In whose place would you love to see Pathirana come into the playing 11 or 12? If you have to, reject that playing combination.
Oh, that's a little bit tough. Maybe they have to look at an impact sub
They
as an
have they have
option.
Sunil Narayan, Roman Powell, Cameron Green, and Tim Seifert playing as of now.
I understand that. That's why I was thinking, because you can't obviously drop Sunil Narin. I'm pretty sure you can't drop Roman Powell either, because they need someone somewhere in the middle order who can come in and score those useful runs. And obviously they can't drop Cameron Green because he's come back to some kind of a form, and he's also taking a wicket or two. So I think they have to look at the impact sub as an option. That's always a good option to kind of rejig your playing 11, because maybe they finally they can look at team Seifert, because if you still want to go deeper into it, because he's not scoring too many runs. But again, they have to kind of rejig their lineup. If you want to drop him, then you have to look at another opener. So I think the best safe option is to look at impact sub. That is something that even someone like Mumbai Indians can do when Rohit Sharma returns to full fitness.
Rohit, surprised that Pathirana has not yet been played by KKR?
I think very surprised. Means earlier also we chatted a lot about this, that they don't have their first line of bowling attack with them. No Mustafizur at the very start, from the very start. Then obviously the Harshit Rana case, and then the Pathirana thing. And you always mention this, that he has that clarity. Means the KKR guys knows this, that they can make him available for them. I think somewhere around, I think 2 weeks before when he actually arrived,
April
maybe not
18. From April 18 onwards.
from April 18th, and I think he has arrived after 2 weeks later than as compared to that date. So that was also surprising for me. Maybe the KKR guys also looked into this matter, and they were a little not very happy about how things have gone as far as Sri Lankan Cricket Board is concerned. And similar thing is happening with RCB. There is nothing, what the RCB management is saying over the presence of Nuwan Thusara. Nothing has been said by LSG also around Wanindu Hasranga. They just announced the replacement. On the RCB side, they even didn't call for a replacement. They are not saying anything around that. No press conference questions, no press conference answers related to that. So I'm a little surprised. But on the other hand, I'm seriously looking towards that, what IPL governing council has to say. Like yesterday, Devajit Saikia said this clearly, that the team who are doing things against the regulations, like he categorically mentioned about the Rajasthan Royals thing, we will take all these things under our notice, and we will have a word either with the franchisee, or with the managers, or with the owners. Here in Rajasthan's case, the manager was once the culprit. So that's so my point is that I think that IPL governing council will have a look into that, why the availability of the players from Cricket Australia has no transparency around it. Look at a Cooper Connolly, look at a Pat Cummins, look at a Josh Hazelwood, look at a Mitch Stark. There are multiple names around. What Josh English did last year, was that a fair scenario? So I think in this case also, I think they are looking forward to such kind of things, and Pathirana falls under that category also, because as you rightly mentioned, that 18th was the date when he was available to fly out. to reach the franchise, because it hardly takes 2 or 3 hours to take a direct flight from Colombo and reach any part of the India for that matter. So I think his absence, and now also he as you both are there, Debashish is also there, you are there, you are covering the practice sessions also. It's not like that he's not bowling in the practice sessions also. He's bowling in the practice sessions. He's doing each and everything. I remember, I think Kolkata Knight Riders posted a video around it also, that he's ready to go, something like that. So after all of
Mhm.
this, if he's not available for the playing 11, and if he's not available for the selection, I think it raises a lot of questions around, because it's not like that KKR's bowling is doing really well at this point of time. No, that's also not the case. So why they are not picking Pathirana is a strange call, or maybe they know something which I think we don't, around his fitness, or maybe something been communicated by the IPL governing council, that the players who are doing these kind of things, or if a if any particular board is doing certain kind of things, we are watching this time around, and let this IPL gets over, let the new IPL start, a new season start. Before that, we'll take a
But
call
other
around.
Sri Lankans are playing. Dasun Chanaka is playing for his team. There are other Sri Lankans also who are playing properly.
But I think with Dashun Shanaka, with someone like a Pathum Nishanka, there is nothing, no history related to this is involved with them. Na? So my point is, only players who are available and came late into the tournament. Either
Hmm.
now, what I don't know is whose call was that to to put Pathirana on rest from 18th to when he reached to the Kolkata, and then to let him now not also allow him
The
into the playing
Pathirana
11.
joined the team on 18th. Pathirana joined the team on 18th. He got his NOC on 10th. He got his
So
NOC on 10th of April, and 8 days gap. After 8 days gap, he joined the team.
that's where the big question arises now, that why Sri Lankan cricket board is doing this, why Sri Lankan cricket board doing this to particular players, for a Vanindu Hasaranga, for a Pathirana, for someone like Nuwan Thusara, who's taking the Sri Lankan cricket board in court right now. So for me, it's all the thing is that there's no clarity around it. So that's where I think the Pathirana question still hangs, uh, with a curious case of why they are not selecting him. If he's ready, your bowling attack have questions at this point of time. There are no one, means there is no single bowler around his capabilities, like who can bowl that well in the death overs, but still they are not selecting him. That's where the big question arises, that why they are not selecting Pathirana.
Tim Saudi was asked about Pathirana yesterday, and he did praise him for bowling well at the nets, and said they will take a look at the conditions and take a call around his participation against Sunrisers
He's not
Hyderabad.
that
And
kind of bowler who you have to
yeah,
select according
exactly.
to
And
conditions.
exactly my point. Exactly my point. So, yeah, I don't know if you are spending 18 crore for a player and not picking him, then what was your thought process at the auction table? Number one, and number two, what's your plan with him? Were you very clear how you wanted to use him when and if he was available for the IPL? But now that he's available, you are not playing him. That's one
Shubhan,
point
if I may
that
add to
is
what
clear.
Rohit said, if I
Yes,
may add to what
yes,
Rohit
Devash.
said,
Yes,
with
Devashish.
your permission. See, it happened with Cameron Green as well for KKR. Means when he arrived, means cricket, there was a clear statement, media release from Cricket Australia that he cannot bowl for such and such period. Now
Hmm.
my question is, when you pick some so and so players at an auction, you have certain idea, a certain plan that our playing 11 will revolve around these players. Say for instance, Cameron Green, you pay him so much money, and obviously you have an idea that for me Cameron Green will fit into the role from the first match as an all-rounder. He will bowl and he will contribute as with the bat as well. But that has not happened with KKR. He took almost 3-4 matches before he eventually started bowling. So
Hmm.
I mean, obviously IPL has taken a very strong position by suspending players who have signed for IPL and then decided to not come. So there
Hmm.
has to be some thinking that if so and so players are injured, then what happened? The one that suffers is the franchise. In this case, KKR.
Absolutely.
Clearly, Cameron Green, now Matisha Pathirana, and these have not helped KKR because they are now reeling at numbers sixth, seventh or eighth spot. So I think
Mm.
there has to be something worked out by the IPL governing council and the franchise, that if so and so players are injured, then means what happened? Means they are picked on the basis that their playing 11 will be is surrounding them.
Mm. Yeah, that's something which the IPL governing council needs to figure out about NOCs, about players not being bowling fit. Of course, injuries can happen to anyone, but there has to be a clear communication between the cricket board and the franchises. You are calling Pat Cummins back when he had already joined Sunrisers Hyderabad just to give a bowling fitness test, and that fitness test could have been done anywhere in the world. But you called him back all the way from Hyderabad to Australia, take the fitness test, give the fitness test, and again fly back to India and play the IPL games. Same goes with Cooper Connolly as well. So a bit strange what's happening in this IPL. Now, Bharat, coming to the second point. Uh, are you surprised that KKR have not yet tweaked their opening combination again? Yes, I know that they have already played three different opening combinations in the tournament so far, but Tim Seifert has not really clicked in 3-4 matches that he have played. Ajinkya Rahane's runs have dried up, at least in the last 2-3 games that he has played. A couple of ducks in between. Uh, what do you have to say? I know it's all a bit muffled up for KKR with them being forced to play Ajinkya Rahane, their captain. But what about their opening combination? Because if you look at the opponent side, Sunrisers Hyderabad, right now they are looking like a gun side. Abhishek Sharma is firing all cylinders. Travis had returned to form in the last game. You have a Ishan Kishan who has been scoring decently on and off in the tournament. Heinrich Klassen has been one of the standout scorers. Nitish Reddy is scoring runs now. You have a Aniket Verma down the order who is scoring runs. And now you have added batting depth with Pat Cummins as well. SRH looks really settled, but KKR, they are still in doldrums about what their best opening combination is. And we are halfway down the tournament already.
Yeah, leave aside all that. I will give you a stat. The last time I checked, I think 40 or 41 matches, 32 or 33 matches were won by the team that scored more runs in the power play overs. That itself is an indicator the importance of power play overs. That is where games are won or lost, and that is what is basically happening in the world of IPL as well. In T20 cricket, power play overs are very very important. So from that sense, see, first of all, I would select a squad and then appoint a captain. For whatever reason, KKR, uh, the thought of a captain to start with, and then they're selecting 11. I think that is where the problem is. That is where they have to play someone like Ajinkya Rahane, with great respect to him. That is not my way of thinking. I would always look at first selecting the 11 and then picking the captain. So that is why I think they have to play Rahane, because he's the designated captain. So one of the players is not exactly someone who will get you runs at a very good strike rate. He could still be a decent player of fast bowling, but after the power play overs, at least after a few overs, his strike rate tends to go down. So it is a problem for them. And at least coming into this IPL, Finn Ellen looked in good touch, but it so happened that he didn't get that many runs in this IPL. And Team Seifert is similar kind of player, has also not scored too many runs. So they have to, I think, back Team Seifert here. Perhaps most likely back him, because they have to give him a run in the side at least. Otherwise, you are going back to Finland. One out of the two has to play. That is either Team Seifert or Finland, and they have to hope that
Or you have the
Team
option,
Seifert.
or you have the option to go to anyone. It could be Ankit Raghuvanshi as your opener choice. You can go back to Rahul Tripathi and play. That will open up a position for Matisha Pathirana also.
But the problem is Rahul Tripathi in the form of his life, or is he someone who's past his
They are
peak, which
they have spent some monies on Rahul Tripathi at the auction table.
it seems like to, at least in my humble opinion, I may be wrong. Who knows? Today Rahul Tripathi might be selected, and he would score 140 balls, and I would look like a fool out there. But in my humble opinion, whatever I have seen of Rahul Tripathi over the last couple of seasons, even in domestic cricket, I don't think he's in the form of his life. Somehow it feels like he's kind of past his best. That is where I come down to. Maybe they're forced to back one out of Finn Ellen or Steam Seifert to score runs. I
Or
think that
go
is
back
where
to Sunil
the
Narayan as an opener.
again, I'm not very sure about him. See, yeah, he might get you runs one sort of 4 or 5 games, but
Hmm.
uh, the number of times I think he will slog out of trouble and maybe get 40 or 15 balls. I'm not very sure either. Yes, they can take a gamble, but will Sunil Narayan contribute more than say Team Seifert in form or Finalen in form? So I think they might be forced to back one of these two for the next few games and see how they go. Because at least on paper, when they get going, Finalen or Team Seifert, they can score quickly. So I think they're forced to do that. And the other one, Rahane, I'm pretty sure they will continue with him because he's the designated captain, and that is where I think the problem lies for KKR. But I'm not very sure about Sunil Narin opening the batting against certain kinds of attacks. At least maybe against attacks where they don't have at all hit the deck fast bowler, it might work. Maybe against someone like Delhi Capitals, because even when Mitchell Stark is not exactly hit the deck fast bowler, but against certain teams, like say for example, if they come up against RCB, I'm just giving an imaginary sense. If Sunil Narin goes up against Hazelwood, I'm not very sure he will get a lot of runs. So I think if Sunil Narin has to open, it could come down to the kind of attack that you are facing.
Rohit, it's all must-win matches for Kolkata Knight Riders, and they need to figure out their best batting combination. If you have to go by, if you are in that KKR dressing room, in that KKR dugout, what would be your top six or top seven, best top six or top seven, considering you are going with Matisha Pathirana, Sunil Narayan as your two overseas players.
I'll humbly request Mr. Ajinkya Rahane to step down. I'll say him to do. Yeah, means that's the call I'm saying from the very first day, because it doesn't make sense to me.
No, you
I
are
remember.
forced to play Ajinkya Rahane. I'll put you in a spot. You
No,
are
no, no.
forced to play Ajinkya Rahane.
You have given me complete power. You have made me Venki
Ajinkya
Mysore. So
Rahane says, no,
let
I am
me be
not
Venki
stepping
Mysore.
down. I am not stepping down. Ajinkya Rahane says, I am not stepping
Yeah,
down, and his contract says
I think.
you can't sack him from captaincy mid-season. Now what will you do?
So I'm not sacking him from captaincy. I'm just dropping him. A captain can be
He
dropped.
can't be dropped. That's what his contract says. You are legally
No,
bound.
no. Means if you are making me Venki Mysore, then let me be Venki Mysore, or a Abhishek Nair, to do my job. So I'll humbly say Ajinkya Rahane that sorry. You said this in press conference, but look at the stats. What are the stats saying? Maybe if you take 50 balls, at least 50 balls, players who have played 50 balls in this IPL, he's 19th from 22. So if you take 22 openers, he's on 19th. The position is 19th. So let's not go deep into this, because then Ajinkya Rahane will feel very sorry about it. The kind of data will come out as far as the power play batting is concerned. I have a huge respect for Ajinkya Rahane, the test batter, the test captain, but I want to make it clear that nobody is running agenda against him. There are certain things in this IPL. There is a way this IPL being played off, and his batting style is not matching as far as this particular IPL is going on at this point of time. Look at a Virat Kohli. He's playing over a strike rate of 175. Look at your strike rate; it's not even 150. So my only point is that I'll start with the opening combination. I want to see at the very start. Let me have a Tim Seifert and a Finn Allen to start this with, and then obviously I have a Pathirana and Sunil Are, the other two, and then obviously I'll go with
So
a all India
you are
batting lineup.
dropping the 25 CR by crore buy in Cameron Green.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so if Cameron Green can give me 4 overs, if Cameron Green can give me
Hmm.
4 overs, then maybe there's no place for Pathirana. Then maybe there's no place for Pathirana.
Impact so.
Again, it's a 18
Impact
crore
so.
buy. Again, it's a 18 crore buy. But what can I do? Means I don't I have limited options at this point of time. Yes, people can call that, you can either go with a Finn Allen or a Tim Seifert and put someone, like a Sunil Narain, as you said, and KKR did this in season also. Did this in one game, I think they did it, but it didn't went well for them. So yeah, that also can be done. But for me, the the opening combination they can try at the very start was Finn Allen and Tim Seibert when there was no Matisha Pathirana in their bowling lineup. So yes, I want a Cameron Green, not because of the price, but because of the utility. Because if Cameron Green can't bowl, I can I can totally convince myself and my players that look, 25 crore obviously is the cost we paid to him, but I am not making most expensive playing 11. I am making a playing 11 which is best for Kolkata Knight Riders at this point of time. So, as far as batters are concerned, there are better batters than him. But as far as a utility player is concerned, yes, then I have to go for Cam Green. I really want to check Tejasvi Dahiya also. I will definitely want him to KKR to have a look on Tejasvi Dahiya. Anukul Roy give me a good performance in that specific match versus Rajasthan, if I'm not wrong, where Rinku Singh also played his part. So Angrish Raghuvanshi, I'm not disappointed with him. He played some really good knocks, but yeah, maybe time when time arrives, I think it will be, you will see a different Angrish Raghuvanshi because he's a talented young batter. Obviously, Rinku Singh is there. Uh, you can take a call on Ramandeep Singh also, but I really want to see Tejasvi Dahiya into the side. Anukul Roy is there, so yeah, that will be my top six, top seven as far as this KKR batting lineup is concerned. But one thing which I'm very sure is that in my lineup there's no place for Ajinkya Rahane.
I'll just add one line,
That-
just one line. If it is
yes,
fine,
sir.
just one line. I'll
Yes,
go
sir.
back to the auction table. I think KKR got it lot wrong at the auction table itself. You made buys like Rahul Tripathi, Manish Pandey. See, I have great respect for Manish Pandey. You have Manish Pandey in your ranks. I have great respect for these players, but they're basically past their best. Even Manish Pandey doesn't play for Karnataka in any format now. Then you went for someone like Navdeep Saini as one of your backup pace bowlers. It could be Ambrish, it could be someone else, a youngster like Ambrish. You could have taken him as well. Now SRH
Mani
have
Grewal also.
got
Mani
to.
Grewal bowled really well.
Yes. There are options out there. You just went to someone who's struggling even for Delhi in the recent past, who's lost a yard of pace, never really succeeded in the world of IPL, barring maybe a game or two, and then you eventually, obviously, you made Ajinkya Rahane the captain. You first made the captain, and then you are selecting the 11. So I think their problems go back right down to the auction table, and that is why when you asked about options for the opening slots, I was struggling a little bit because I'm not sure Rahul Tripathi is anywhere near his best. He said his best. He was very much a value for money for SRH, but not in 2026. So I think that is where the problem comes from.
Last, let's take the last round of questions, and I think this is a simple one. Devashida, what are you seeing? Are you seeing SRH taking the top spot at the end of this afternoon game, or do you see Kolkata Knight Riders still winning and continuing their final lifeline of this playoff race?
Yeah, if I may add my bit to that whole debate
Yes, yes,
of
sure, sure, sure.
who the opening opener will be, means obviously straight away getting a Sunil Narin to open the batting, means obviously
Okay.
then and if you have to play Matisha Pathirana, then you have to either make way for Robman Powell. But for me, I think Robman Powell should be in the lower middle order because he bring in a lot of muscle power, and he can strong the ball. And you need for especially against Sunrisers Hyderabad, you need a score in excess of 200. So, or rather, if you are chasing, you need someone because this middle order, apart from Rinku Singh, I think none of them had given that confidence that they can take on the attack. So I think for my four foreigners pick will be Sunil Narine, Cameron Green, uh, Matisha Pathirana, and Robman Powell. Yes, you can try a Finn Allen, but then with Finn Allen, the problem is if he doesn't contribute, then I mean obviously then what happens? Tim Seifert, as we all saw, means the real difference between both these teams is that Sunrisers Hyderabad, they are top order. Abhishek Sharma, Travis Head, Ishan Kishan, and Henrik Klassen, they have just taken apart the bowling of any side. So and for KKR, I think their struggle lies in their power play. And Bharat makes a very good point that the match in an IPL match is won and lost in the power play. Yes, there might be times that your middle order can bail you out, but most of the time the matches are won and lost in the power play. So and KKR is not getting that platform for their middle order. Means by the end of power play, you are seeing they are 2 down, 3 down, and their scores in few of the matches have been 35, 36 in the power play. And how on earth in this era of IPL you can score 35, 36? So clearly, and for Sunil Narine, you can risk Sunil Narine because what happens to Sunil Narine that he will take 5, 10 balls. What happens. He goes out. He hits. If he misses, gone. So it, as much what trying Sunil Narine because Sunil Narine in number 7 or number 8 he will give you nothing. Last match also we saw him making wild swing of the bat and he was not connecting the ball. So maybe that might be an possible option. And KKR has earlier tried Sunil Narine when they had success in the previous IPL when they won the championship. It was Sunil Narine who opened the batting during Gautam Gambhir's era. I don't know what is stopping them from trying Sunil Narine because in IPL you need to think out of the box.
Very true. Devashita, whom are you picking today, SRH or KKR?
I think Sunrisers Hyderabad is too hot to handle in this form. I mean, we are very loyal to KKR, but I don't see the match. Their playoff chances will be over after today's game.
Bharat, SRH too hot to handle or KKR too hot to cool?
Yeah, in the obviously, I would say SRH look like the more balanced. Look like they're better balanced. See, it's not just about their batting, even their bowling. I think is clicking quite a bit, especially their pace department. There was a time when it felt as if they have too many slower ball specialists. Obviously, I'm not disrespecting those bowlers. They have had their success, but suddenly, if you notice Saqib Hussain, I think KKR should have kept him. They had him, I think, at one point of time. They should have kept him. He's a very fine prospect. Pat Cummins has made a comeback. Ehsan Malinga is generating contrast swing, consistent contrast swing. He's also getting a little bit of movement up front. He has those cutters as well. So I think they have a very balanced side. It's not just about their batting. So I would pick SRH, but just to what can I say, give a silver lining for the KKR side in the world of IPL. What happens usually is, at least not just in the world of IPL, in any league, if you kind of lose 3, 4, 5 games, you would likely win one. They won a game against LSG. Who knows? That could be a little bit of silver lining for KKR. They might win under. Usually, it happens in these long leagues, franchise leagues, where if you play 14, 16 matches, somewhere in between, you will win a couple of them. So I think that's the only silver lining for KKR.
Rohit, SRH top spot or KKR continue their playoff hopes?
I think maybe KKR can do something here. Means I'm a little optimistic about, especially watching their last two games. I think there is one last hope, and that's because of the batting which is clicking at this point of time. Maybe a selection today for Pathirana and things can completely be 180-degree, completely change 180-degree. So yeah, knowing the SRH ground, knowing the conditions there, hopeful that KKR batting will also do some kind of damage, and then maybe a two early wickets, maybe a Abhishek Sharma. More importantly, Travis Head, yes, did really well in the last game, but I think Abhishek Sharma and a Ishan Kishan wicket at the early will make things really interesting as far as KKR team is concerned. And then obviously means with the way their middle order is contributing, I think some runs will come from the top order, and then it will be it's giving me that kind of a vibe, the last year's Lucknow Super Giants versus SRH game vibe, where everyone was shouting that it is a 300 game now,
Yeah.
and suddenly Shardul Thakur picking up wickets at the early stage, and ultimately Sunrisers Hyderabad was bowled out, I think somewhere around 194, and then LSG won that game. So it started with a discussion of they scoring 300 to losing a game. I think this is very close to that. So high hopes for KKR. I think KKR will win this one for me.
So it's a divided room in terms of prediction. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be back
Look
at
at any
around
point, it will be
yes.
that little bit of momentum that I talked about. When you win a couple of
Hmm.
games, you tend to win two, three. Maybe it is KKR's day. Who knows?
Yeah,
But
momentum is with both the
the
sides right
momentum,
now.
you are talking about momentum. Both the wins, KKR struggle means obviously they were almost down and out. Means
Yes.
they could have lost a game. Means say a Rinku Singh, brilliant, won the game against LSG. Last match also
Yeah.
Rajasthan Royals means it was again Rinku. So you don't have that confidence. Means with KKR that means yes, two wins out of two in the last two games, but this might well be means obviously Sunrisers if they bat well, I think KKR's chances are very big.
Yeah, and then momentum is
And
with
on the other hand,
both the teams right now.
on the other hand, Sunrisers Hyderabad had won everything quite convincingly. Apart
Yes.
from that CSK game where they can, where one can say that yes, they were a look, little here and there. But apart from that, either they are winning with 9 balls to spare, 10 balls to spare, 57 runs win. So they are winning quite convincingly, and I think the only team up after Punjab to win 5 games on a row. I think they have won. I think 5 on a trot now. So yeah, I think maybe what we call that, what law was, law of average will comes to
Yeah.
the picture today.
Let's see whose law of average picks up the majority points today. Sunrisers Hyderabad looking for the top spot. KKR
आपको बताओ, असली तो
just
आप
hanging
हो,
on.
असली
मेरा
तो
क्या
आप
है
हो, आप
मेरा
बताओ।
मेरा क्या है मैं
आप
तो
जिसको
हर मैच
बोलोगे
में
वो हार
ट्वीट करता
जाएगा।
हूँ केकेआर आज जीत जाओ
आप
वो
जिसके लिए
ट्वीट आ
बोलोगे जीत
जाएगा दो
जाएगा वो
ढाई
हार
बजे
जाएगा।
नहीं नहीं नहीं
क्या करेगा आज जीत जाओ भाई सुबह
I
में आज जीत जाओ भाई
I have a feeling KKR will do well. KKR will do well. But let's see.
Shubhanda is not in
Let's see.
Hyderabad, so let's see that KKR can win. I think Shubhanda, if Shubhanda was there in Hyderabad, then maybe things can go a little different.
We'll see that around 7:30 who wins or not. But we'll be back with our English live, Hindi live at around 2:30. It's a double-header day. So we'll discuss the SRH KKR match in depth at the afternoon live, and of course there will be a post-match live as well. So don't forget to join us. Drop your comments with your predictions in the comment section. Hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Red Sports for more. Thank you so much for joining for